Hi there, everybody. How's it going? Welcome back. It's Jamima. Today, I want to start by asking you a question. Are you someone who is looking to start or restart a passion project or business, and you're not quite sure how to go about finding those that you are meant to serve? Well, if that's a yes, in today's episode, I'm going to replay a recent training that I did that breaks down how you can step into your own authority in order to become the one who your ideal customer seeks for. Listen to the three guiding principles that I share with you that will help you to identify the action steps that you can take in order to begin to achieve more and step into your legacy. Let's dive right in. And today's topic is going to talk about how can we prepare ourselves, right, to be sought after. What are some of the skills that we have to develop in order to bring in the kind of the kind of audience, the kind of customers, the kind of clients we're looking for? Okay, so I'm gonna drop some really a few unpack a few things today that are going to be very brief to go straight to the heart of the matter about some of the skills that we can develop in order to be sought after. Because as business owners, many times we have a tendency, especially in the beginning of our careers, to really go after customers and clients, which is normal. But after a while, we have to prepare ourselves, right, to be ready for those customers, to be ready for those clients. And so today I want to touch on three guiding principles that we can focus on in order to develop those skills, right? That's going to prepare us to receive the harvest that's coming. All the work that you've put in, there is a harvest coming. And so in order for that harvest to come, we have to continually be ready, right, for what's coming. And so the first guiding principle that I want to share with you today is persistence. Persistence is one of the main principles that I believe we must develop in order to see more growth. It's one of the guiding principles that we have to develop in order to be able to attract, right, the right people. Because without patience, right, patience is everything. There is a French quote that says, "Petit à petit, l'oiseau fait son nid." It means little by little, the bird makes its nest. And so, do you picture a bird going to fetch one twig at a time, going to fetch one piece of material at a time to fly back to its nest, sometimes long distance, just to create that perfect environment, right, for its egg, just to create the perfect environment for its baby birds, right? And so it's an image that I'd like for you to keep in mind, that as you are on the field working, you are literally preparing the ground for what's to come. And so that level of patience, continuing to grow that and build those muscles over time, is literally something that we cannot avoid to do. And so exercising patience, right, is very important. And the second thing that I have to say under that before we jump onto the next guiding principle is that patience really gives us the ability to develop a stamina for the long haul. Anything that we take seriously, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a career, whether it's a habit that we want to develop, it never changes or transforms overnight. There requires a level of patience in order for us to see it through. So it is really developing a spirit of, I'm in this for the long haul, and I'm going to work on my patience, on developing my patience, so that I can be attractive to those that are going to be coming for me to serve, right? Okay, so the second top, right, guiding principle that I believe that someone should develop is really having the mentality that you will not be able to serve everybody, right? When we are speaking to
everyone, we're speaking to no one. And we have to develop that mentality that to be bold enough, right? To boldly say no to some that are gonna be coming. Okay, so let me break that down because I even had to think about it for a second. So imagine that everyone is part of your customer base. Imagine that your mentality is that you can serve 5-year-olds, 15-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 90-year-old individuals. It's almost impossible to serve so many, right, at one time. And so being bold enough to say no to everyone is a guiding principle that we have to develop as we develop a sort of a persona, a customer persona, right? A niche, as we develop that specific group of individuals that we actually want to serve. That's where the passion is going to come from. That's where the ideas is going to come from. That's where you're never going to run out of content to talk to, because you're going to go to sleep and wake up and begin to think about how you can serve that specific population, right? Developing 1, 2, 3, 4 specific things about that individual and how you can serve them. And so when we do that, we begin to eliminate those that we cannot serve, right? And it doesn't have to be necessarily anything that is wrong with that set of population that we will not be able to serve. It just means that we are zeroed in and focused on that specific population that is meant for us to serve. That's where your passion comes from. And so the second guiding principle that I believe we have to develop is that we have to boldly say no to everyone and say yes to that specific population, if that makes sense, right? It makes total sense. And so an ideal customer base, as I mentioned, helps us to develop consistency. It helps us to develop creativity. It helps us to literally love on that specific niche until we're ready to move forward, which is another topic. And I talk about this in some of my trainings in my social media group, where I train with other marketers about how we can develop the skills we need in order to do better as marketers. We have to focus in on the type of avatar, the type of customer that is our ideal and dream customer, those who are going to best benefit from our personality, from our all of the characteristics that are part of them. Now we're going to begin to focus on who we are in order to become that person to be able to receive them. If we are not sure about who we are and where we stand and how short or long our level of patience is, who our customer base is, we're not going to be able to best serve them. And so, one, we have to develop mad levels of patience, right? Two, we have to then begin to be boldly not for everyone. And the third guiding principle I believe that we have to have in order to attract the right customers to us is that we have to over deliver. Give 110% when 50% is required. Give 200 when 100 is required. And so it's always leveling up, setting yourself up to say, today I am going to over deliver, because that's who I am, because that's who I am shaping myself to be, because I'm developing my muscles to be able to be ready for those who are going to come for me, right? And so the ability to be able to over deliver is a skill, and it can be developed. It's something that can be practiced over time. And the more we do it, the more consistent we become at over delivering. So one of the things that I was thinking about as I was thinking about over delivering, and I typed them up, and I remember, some of the limitations that we sometimes give ourselves. We sometimes think that we cannot reach right, beyond what we feel, where we feel our limit reaches. Right? We've all been there where if one more thing happens today, my patience is just going to go out the window. Right? It's really a myth because it's like an elastic. The more you practice stretching it, the more it becomes, you know, what it is that you're stretching it towards. And so I think all of us deserve, right? Not just deserve, we are called to become more patient. We are called to over deliver in excellence. We are called, right, to understand specifically where do I serve and who am I meant to serve, and determine who that is and zero in on that, right? So those are the three guiding principles that I believe that, you know, we should develop as individuals, as professionals, as moms, as dads, as business owners, as marketers, right? What are we doing in order to zero in those specific areas? And notice I haven't talked about money. Notice I haven't talked about skills, because we could have mad skills and still lack in those areas and still not meet the demand of the people that we are serving. We could have mad income and still fall short of meeting the demand of, you know, our customers. Because what's going to be included in us being more patient? We're going to offer better customer service. We are going to stand apart from the rest, right? There is going to be a level of care and love that transmits from us that's hard to find, okay? So as a result of that, that's how we develop loyal customers. As we stand our ground to continue to develop those skills that are going to attract the right people to us. So the last thing that I would like to say on this topic is that as time goes along, it will not be easy to develop those, right? They grow over time. It's almost as a muscle. It grows over time, right? And how can you over deliver even more than you already do? So that's a question for me to you. How can you over deliver even more than you already do, right? You can do that by making a decision to become even more impactful in the lives of those that you're meant to serve, right? Because the radar, right, the results that are going to come as a result of what you're putting in is the difference that we are making. Not necessarily the income will be there as well, because you're going to begin to see increase in your income, but as a result of you being more caring, more patient, more zeroed in, more zeroed in. We talked about patience, being zeroed in, and also having a spirit of excellence in your delivery. All those things are going to, yes, help to increase your income, but guess what? It's also going to increase the level of difference that you're able to make and the impact that you're able to make in the lives of those that you are meant to serve, right? So I'm so passionate to talk about those things because we can't forget them. As we work on those skills, we have to be multifaceted to also focus on some of those other key areas that are so very important to lead us into the next season of growth that is waiting for us on the other side. In the end, I'd like to say, no matter what your business or your dream is, these three principles will really help you to focus on what matters, right? To focus on what matters and to also create something that lasts. Making a difference lasts from year after year after year after year. And it comes back at you as well to pour back into what you've given so that in the end, you end up benefiting from what it is that you're pouring out as well.
Delivering value brings on transformation. These guiding principles that we just talked about in practicing patience, identifying your ideal customer group, also delivering the best of yourself, all guiding principles, business guiding principles that can help you to attract the right customers to you. Did you learn something today that would help you attract your ideal customer? If so, go ahead and comment below and share this video. Listen, also, we have an amazing Facebook group. Join our Facebook group and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Why? Because we have amazing, exciting speakers, inspiring topics, actionable, informative tips just for you. And finally, if you are ready to start or restart that passion project or business, then visit our website at inspiredmomsinspire.com, where you'll find resources that will support you in your journey. Until next time, dream bigger, live better, and make an impact. Stay inspired.